And I don't even have to pay an artist to make it. Yeah, AI art, the MAGA fever dream generator. There has got to be a study at some point conducted on like reactionary tendencies and your proclivity towards leaning into AI art.
Donald's coming to set you free, bringing the light for all to see. No more tunnels, no more fear.
Is that Elon Musk? 2025, what's next?
Donald's coming to set you free, bringing the light for all to see. No more tunnels, no more fear. Trump Gaza is finally.
What? Bearded belly dancers? It's AI music from Suno too. Just every part of this is so cooked.
Trump Gaza is finally here. Trump Gaza shining bright.
Trump Gaza is finally here. So Trump is gonna make it woke.
Shining bright, golden future, a brand new life. Feast and dance, the deal is done.
Wait, what? Is Donald Trump dancing with a belly dancer here? Uh-oh. AI art made him still look fat. That's crazy.
Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump.
Ay, 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 ay. Little kids on the beach on the Gaza Riviera dancing with dollar bills falling on top of them.
Gaza, #1.
In a Trump Gaza tower, of course.
Gaza shining bright.
Why is Elon Musk constantly eating? Is that hummus? Is he eating hummus? But then it has like, it's like hummus, but it has the consistency of a soup bowl in between. Why is Elon Musk always eating? Who is this for?
Gaza shining bright, golden future.
There's just like there's a golden Donald Trump statue that they're gonna build in the middle of Gaza. And then they're selling a bunch of golden Donald Trump merch. And also just money is what? What the fuck? What is this? Did Trump not watch this before posting it? Like, I'm so confused. Why would anybody make this? Why would Donald Trump post it? I'm having a very hard time understanding what is going on here. Like, what is the intention behind this? Like, Donald Trump and his gay partner, Benjamin Netanyahu, are going to be enjoying their wonderful vacation after what I assume is a full body wax. Like, even, from what I understand, even MAGA, the most loyalist MAGA supporters have been like, what the fuck is this shit, dude? What are you doing? Go to the first second or two. It cuts from a kid laying in the street to being a red puddle. Seriously, why is no one mentioning that? Yeah, because there's so much to mention in all of this.
Trump Gaza, #1.
Like, okay, this is the type of stuff that when you ask me, like, oh, is there anything here that is unexpected? Okay, from your assessment. Is there anything that you consider to be unexpected? This is, okay? This is like the Nazi government making the equivalent of like the Nazi government doing the AI slop, whatever the AI slop equivalent of that art would be at the time, to justify not only Lebensraum, but also the final solution. Like, it's just so weird. Like, they are, like, this is, we look at this and we're like, haha, this is kind of stupid. Look at them. Look at Trump being gay with Netanyahu or whatever. But like, this unironically is Donald Trump saying, like, we are going to officially ethnically cleanse the Gaza Strip and then rebuild it, buy out all of it and rebuild it in Trump's image.
All to see. No more tunnels, no more fear.
No more tunnels, no more fear. Like, who the fuck looks at that and goes, this is sick, Mr. President? This is just plain wrong. This video is in very bad taste and just plain horrible. The gold statue is 100% wrong, no matter which way you try to make it come across. This video makes me sick. That's a weird thing to get mad about, but sure, I'll take it. Bearded belly dancers, you dance it with someone other than your wife. This is weird for me, and I love you, Trump. This should be deleted, not good. These people are literally getting mad at the weirdest shit up on this video. They're getting mad at the dumbest stuff. No golden idols, please. And how dare you put trans belly dancers in the video? I mean, I guess I'll take it. I'll take it wherever it exists. The gold statue is a Bible meme. This feels all wrong and actually makes me sick. I've supported you since day one, but this is filth. There is no God in this. I'm very surprised that he did this. I'm a Trump supporter too, but this is shocking. I could not be a bigger supporter of President Trump, but this particular video is in very poor taste indeed. Sir, this doesn't become you. Please take it down. Musk is a terrible influence on you. I'm a MAGA hat wearing dude, but I ain't sure what to make of this video, even if it's done humorously. I'm starting to lose respect for you, my guy. Knock it off. Stick to America first. OMG, is this for real? This is what we voted for? This video is evil. I don't think these are real comments. I think it's very hard to discern. It's very hard to figure out what is a bot online and what is a real, honest-to-God conservative online. Because the conservatives, I believe, from interacting too much with bots, almost exclusively, have basically become bots. They have bot-like attitudes in general, and also the way they speak also resembles bots. But it very well could be bots. Yes, Francesca Albanese says, what the new U.S. administration is doing is very clear and strategic. It's called psychological overwhelming, hitting us every day with XXL doses of baffling rhetoric and erratic policies serves to control the script, distracting and disorienting us, normalizing the absurd, all while disrupting global stability and consolidating U.S. control. Good news, there is a way out, but we need to stay calm, not panic, and feed into any grotesque moves. The antidote is the very system they seek to dismantle, the human rights movement, the one now active on Palestine and other converging struggles, from environment to indigenous peoples, LGBTQI+, and more. We must continue growing, keep awakening, uniting, and resisting to protect all our freedoms, not our privileges, alas. This is the essence of human rights. I mean, it is rage bait, yes. It's just like rage bait that is shockingly gross. It's rage bait that is shockingly gross. I don't know. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just like, it's very lame and very gross. There is something to how lame conservatives are and how they kind of carry that as a badge of honor, where it almost feels like they're saying, like, what are you going to do about it? Yeah, we're fucking lame. We're lame as shit. And now we're the cool guys. And if you don't think we're cool, we'll put you in jail. That's what it feels like every time I see Elon Musk try to attempt to make a joke. We went from vice signaling to just like lame signaling. Anyway, here's some more stuff that we got to talk about. Trump posting an AI video that depicts him slobbing out with Netanyahu while Elon is made out like this is also wild. Elon is also eating a lot in the video, though, to be fair. I don't know what that even means, but I don't know what to make of that, but that's the case. We have the House Republicans passing the budget blueprint while all this stuff is happening, so I'm going to obviously cover that as well. This is some pretty damning stuff in general. Let's take a
Capitol Hill
look.
now in the House, narrowly passing a budget plan last night. It was a major test for House Speaker Mike Johnson and President Trump's agenda. Jay O'Brien checking the latest on Capitol Hill. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, George. Republicans celebrating this morning, narrowly getting their budget blueprint through the House, fulfilling a key promise to President Trump, but only after drama up here on the Hill.
Overnight chaos in Congress as the vote to pass the House Republicans' budget blueprint was on, then off, then on again. Republican leaders stalling for more than an hour, wrangling holdout votes, then appearing to cancel the vote, members heading home, only to be told to rush back. House Republicans ultimately adopting the budget resolution along party lines, the first step toward passing President Donald Trump's sweeping legislative agenda. It was a major test for Speaker Mike Johnson and his razor-thin majority. Trump personally pressuring some of the 4 holdout votes and 3 finally flipping.
Were you worried about defying him by voting no?
No, not at all.
But Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massie not budging, concerned about the overall costs.
We are cutting taxes and we're not going to cut spending to match it, so the deficit's going to go up. That's what this bill does.
The budget resolution aims to cut at least $2 trillion in federal spending over 10 years, includes at least 4.5.
I thought these guys were deficit hogs. So weird. Hey, guess what's not getting a cut? The military. $10 billion in additional funds year over year, chat, for a decade to the tune of $100 billion. Wonderful stuff.
Trillion in tax cuts, hoping to extend Trump's 2017 cuts, which expire at the end of the year, and raises the debt limit by $4 trillion. Aware of the slim margins, Democrats rushing in missing members to vote. Congressman Kevin Mullen from California jumping on a plane just after being discharged from spending the last 10 days in the hospital for a blood clot. And Representative Brittany Peterson, who is on maternity leave, speaking after voting no while holding her 1-month-old baby.
Unfortunately, I wasn't given the opportunity to vote remotely after giving birth, but I wasn't going to let that stop me from being here to represent my constituents and vote no on this disastrous Republican budget proposal.
While specific budget cuts haven't been determined, Democrats warning
It's so sick that the Republicans are one, engaging in mass layoffs for the administrative state, okay, for the federal government, also actively offering permanent tax cuts for the super wealthy and corporations, okay, deep tax cuts. You might get a crumb. You might get a crumb in the process. Make no mistake, you'll get like $5 back. Don't worry, okay? And also, while they're talking about cutting wasteful government spending, they're increasing government spending on the military. Fantastic.
Medicaid, the health care program for low-income Americans and those with disabilities, is expected to be slashed.
The reckless Republican budget will cut taxes up to $4.5 trillion for the wealthy, the well-off, and the well-connected, and then they are sticking working-class Americans, middle-class Americans, and everyday Americans with the bill.
This is just the first step in a months-long budget process in both the House and Senate, but the chaos just to clear this vote spells trouble for other legislative fights ahead, including averting a government shutdown next month. Robin.
More to come, as you said, Jay. Thank you.
Right.
Can you guarantee that?
Okay. Let's get to David Dane, okay, who will describe to us what just took place. You know, before we get to the Trump response to Medicare and Medicaid. This is who let this shit pass. The absence is Grijalva, AZ, missing votes as he fights cancer. Mullen, California knee surgery. Peterson, Colorado maternity leave. Wilson, Florida, age 82, hasn't voted all month. 4 Dem absences on the budget rule vote. 1 Republican absence. I mean, I don't really care about how old they are and how sick they are and how they can't do their jobs because of that reason. Ultimately, you know, Mike Johnson was able to put together Mike Johnson was able to whip the votes for this, okay? After sending members home for the night, House Republicans called him back on Tuesday and secured a passage of an expansive budget resolution that includes virtually the entire Trump agenda. The final vote was 217-215, with all but one Republican, Representative Thomas Massie from Kentucky, voting for the budget resolution, which sets a path for $4.5 trillion in tax cuts over the next decade, partially offset by at least $2 trillion in spending cuts. Now, $2 trillion in spending cuts is a whole lot of money, even though we're still cutting taxes for $4.5 trillion, as in it's still, if you're a deficit hawk, you're still increasing that, okay? So it doesn't matter. But of course, there's always room in the deficit for growth if you are cutting tax for the wealthy and corporations. Obviously, duh, shut the fuck up. What are you, some woke, gay, commie libtard or something? Like, what do you mean? These are the most productive individuals in American society. Anyway, let's continue. The tiniest of margins carried out. What is the easy part of the budget reconciliation package? And it isn't even done. In fact, the House budget resolution is taught to be dead on arrival in the Senate. Passage of the resolution represents a victory for House Speaker Mike Johnson, especially as it looked bleak earlier on Tuesday. Johnson was able to flip several conservative House members to advance the measure, and he needed everyone after several House Democrats who had missed votes earlier in the day showed up for the evening. Representative Brittany Peterson of Colorado showed up 3 weeks after giving birth. Johnson was unable to corral the votes, mainly because the budget resolution is so indistinct. The resolution sets top-line numbers to instruct various committees, which will then come back with specifics. So you remember, they're basically, basically what's going on is Mike Johnson saying, we're just going to chop $2 trillion. And the way that it works in this vague, the vague ways in which this works is they just go back to the committees and say, hey, figure out a way to cut Medicaid. Okay. It's basically setting out bullet points and sending people home with, with goals to figure out how we are going to cut. Doesn't mean that it's going to happen, but that's the direction that they're heading towards. Throughout the day, House Republicans insisted that the proposed cuts didn't mean what they clearly meant because they were just instructions for committees that could be carried out in any manner. In reality, when the Agriculture Committee is told to find $230 billion in cuts, there's really only one thing that it could mean: a rollback on Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, for those of you who are wondering, which helps feed poor people. Unless the Ag Committee decides randomly to wipe out the lion's share of U.S. agricultural assistance, they're going to have to go after food stamps, as was laid out in the menu of budget options earlier this year. They're never going to go after the subsidies. The Ag Committee is not going to cut subsidies, which also would have a damaging impact on the economy regardless, because it would increase prices a lot if subsidies were to be cut. So there's that too. They're going to cut SNAP, which will directly starve poor people. Okay? Now, SNAP in and of itself also works as an additional subsidy for the same agricultural producers as well. SNAP is a government benefit that companies like Walmart take advantage of as well. The problem here is when you say, oh, well, cut all this stuff. Who gives a heck? Who cares? You're advocating for the demise of millions of people. Bill Burr's cooking once again. What did he say now?
I made fun of the fucking Twitter guy for fucking Sieg Heiling not once but twice. And I never look at my emails. I was scrolling through my emails and it said my Twitter account had been flagged for I don't even tweet anymore. It had been flagged for what a fucking baby. Just like Hitler, a fucking baby. How about the fact that the Twitter guy he's not even from here. He's from South Africa. He comes to this country and wants to turn it into a fucking dictatorship. He doesn't feel that we deserve democracy. Can you just imagine doing that? Going to another country and just deciding, yeah, you know what? I'm going to change this form of government because I've decided. Yeah, he doesn't mind living under a dictatorship as long as he's on the good side of it. Fucking laminated face cunt. Because that's another thing. All of these people that are into fucking Hitler, you know what I mean? And like, look at this guy like he was some sort of fucking hero. The guy's one of the biggest fucking cowards ever. All the pain and all the suffering that guy's caused, and the war crimes the Allies had to commit, firebombing fucking cities to get that motherfucker. When it came time for him to pay the price for all the suffering he caused millions and millions and millions of people. Did he face the music? Nope. He gave himself a nice, quick, painless fucking death. That's your fucking hero? Fucking coward is what he was. He should have faced the fucking music.
Great take. Going to another country and changing the government is a super American thing to do. Yeah, but you know, he's doing America shit to America. It's not how it's supposed to work. I like the way that Bill Burr tackles all these issues. Anyway. Yeah, he is. Bill Burr is the closest to Carlin. Bill Burr is our Carlin, our generation's Carlin, for sure. Thank God. Thank God there's someone out there that has like some kind of goddamn common sense. You know? He is the coworker annihilator, okay? He is exactly the type of guy who has a no-nonsense attitude that your coworkers will respond to positively. Your coworkers will look to someone like myself and say, oh, that guy is woke, libtarded, gay, uses too many academic words. But Bill Burr, on the other hand, can say the exact same things, but in a much more eloquent way, in a way that your coworkers will respond to positively, significantly better than even Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart is also way too polished and has a long track record. A lot of people like him because of the Zadroga bill. A lot of people like him because of the Zadroga bill. But again, Bill Burr is, I think, the voice of the hard hat wearing Americans who don't like what's going on.